Welcome, beautiful souls. Today, I would like to share with you some insights about the next full moon in July. So, let's begin. This next full moon, the sun will be at 18 degrees in Cancer, while the moon at 18 degrees in Capricorn. So, the numerology of the number 18 is 9. 1 plus 8 equal 9. So it's about complexion, it's about empathy, spiritual enlightenment. It means that this full moon opens us a new cycle as the moon begins to move um, closer to the sun. So every full moon is not the end of the moon cycle, but the culmination of every moon cycle. So it means that from the full moon to the new moon, the next new moon, in this case, a new door, we can say, will open more and more associated to profound awakenings and changes within our DNA, but also within our consciousness and our minds. And I will explain later why. This full moon tells us that it's about a time to ground the nourishment and care for ourselves, to put them into practice, in everyday practice, as a way to be responsible for the well being of our bodies and our lives. It also says about being the leaders of our lives while connecting with our inner song and the power of the word, the power of the words we say to other people and to ourselves, of course, is about being committed to evolve and become whole while deeply transforming ourselves. So this is the general context or the background, we can say, of this full moon. But now let's enter into a more detail of some planets. For example, Uranus. Uranus just have entered Gemini. Uranus entered Gemini on 7th July and now is at 0 degrees of Gemini, conjunct the star Alcyone of the Pleiades and also Sedna. It heralds a new era of communications for in this case because it just left the ground of Taurus, of the earth sign of Taurus, and just enter into an air sign. And Uranus is joy, has a joy to be in an air sign, is more appropriate for its own characteristics. So now in Gemini, Uranus will propel us into a new era of communications. But which kind of communications? Uh, Keep in mind that Uranus is about freedom, is about becoming more aligned with ourselves, is about the antenna that that enables us to connect our rational and intuitive minds with our cosmic minds. So it's about to promote this connection, this kind of inner communication. But there's more, because Gemini, we also can relate it to the, the history in some way, the way history has been interpreted until now. So Uranus, that likes to disrupt, to create breakthrough, can help us to rewrite our history, or another way of saying, about to discover our true history or as humankind. It can portend a new reinterpretation of the early writing symbols, monuments, hieroglyphs, for example, but also is about discovering humans' melody in this way. If we are able to discover our true history, then it will be much easier to discover the human's melody as a way to embrace the light and darkness of it, its duality in general. It also can disrupt the way we tend to communicate using so much technology. Although technology is really useful, it really helps us to communicate to each other no matter where we live, from one place of the globe to to another one. But now seems that there's an escalating of AI, and use it as a way to infiltrate our communications. So it's in this way that I say that maybe Uranus can help us to realize this AI infiltration, this AI tendency to shape the way we communicate to each other and with ourselves, and in this way stop it in reality, because Uranus uh, can herald new kind of technologies, but they don't have to be related to an AI, for example, or a more benevolent one, at least at the beginning. But keep in mind that 5D, 6D, 7D beings, they don't have any kind of AI in their life. The kind of communication, excuse me, the kind of technology they use is more advanced, but in which way? Because they interface their consciousness with crystals, with water, with a more organic um, ways of communicate. So at least for me, is the way humans we is better to go ahead. So it's about also Uranus to promote the connection, the communication, the connection with our cosmic mind, with our inner voice, with our inner melody, the power of the word, for example, the power of the music also, and being free to express, to manifest, to convey our own wisdom and knowledge for the highest good of all. Keep in mind that now Uranus is really conjunct with Alcyone, Alcyone of the Pleiades. In reality, Before that, I talk about humankind history. So, in reality, our history as humanity is closely related to that of the Pleiades, the humans in Pleiades and less humans. Some people say that our sun orbits Alcyone in the astral plane, but in reality, what we can say is that our soul, individual and the collective soul of humanity, is related to the soul of the different people of the Pleiades. But which kind of people live or have lived in the Pleiades, at least for some millennia? For example, the original Mayan were from the Pleiades. Some original indigenous American people, tribes, were from the Pleiades. And also there are other kind of beings, including some human beings that they don't have to be related to the Nordic species, as blonde, for example, people, blue eyes. Uh, is not about that, because there are different kind of human beings there. And also there's another interesting thing about the Pleiades, because the Pleiades is a very young open cluster of stars. These stars are between 75, 150 million years old only. They are really young compared with our suns, that is about 4.6 billion years old. So the stars in the Pleiades are really young. It means that the planets that orbit them are really young. Maybe some are recently formed. So some humans have lived there in big motherships, while for some millennia, until they were able to terraform few planets. And there's more, because one moment here. So we have talked about at least a little bit about Uranus and its conjunction with Alcyone just entering Gemini. But also there's another planets, very interesting planets. So Neptune and Salacia. So today I would like to talk about both of them, Neptune and Salacia. Both of them are in Aries, so in the first sign of the zodiac, because now they are conjunct in a wide conjunction, but Neptune just became retrograde few days ago. So what it means that Salacia and Neptune, as I said, is just retrograde, and little by little it will enter Pisces one more time in October, and then once it turns direct again, it will enter Aries in January the 2026, and from that moment on, it will be placed in Aries until 2039. So we'll be there for 13 years, more or less, heralding an independent spirituality and the ability to put into practice new ideals and connect with our intuition, compassion, and discovering our true light warrior as a new sense of selves. Because maybe now we know that we are like warriors, for example, but Neptune, and is about Neptune. We know is some idea, but once Neptune will enter in Aries next January, this idea will be put into practice. We will feel we are like warriors. I'm a light warrior. And what it means sensing myself as a light warrior. While Salacia is mythologically was a mermaid, was the counterpart of Neptune because it was the partner of Neptune, and she became the queen of the seas, of the oceans, as at his side. And Salacia has an orbit of 241 years versus Neptune's orbit of 165 years. It means that Salacia is slower than Neptune, and she will be in Aries until 2041. So she will remain in Aries 2 years more than Neptune's. And while here in Aries, both of them approaching, separating, they will dance. So they are about cosmic feminine energies, cosmic masculine energies, but what kind of energies related to water? So it's about water, feminine and masculine energies dancing together, but in a fire sign. So it's not a sign that they are comfortable with, but now they are here. So during those years that they will be here, approaching, separating, uh, they will give us a dance about self-worth, self-trust, higher love and empathy, related all of them to Salacia, with idealism, spirituality, intuition of Neptune's, or chaos and confusion that is also related to Neptune. Now that they are separating, because Neptune is retrograde, is separating from Salacia, the salty feminine energy of Salacia stands more by herself, sparkling the salty waters and also our inner waters as well. She is about sparkles. She is a way of saying that when we are doing what we really love, we spark ourselves without realizing it. So, Salacia, we can relate her to the forum belt that now, well, for some time, the Earth entered the forum belt around the 2000, the year 2000, and the forum belt helps us to rekindle our consciousness, to sparkle from our consciousness and our hearts, to awaken more our DNA and our unique spirituality. The solar system needs around 2000 years to cross the forum belt. Then we leave it for 11,000 years, then we will encounter one more time the foreign belt, because the foreign belt is like a spiral. So first we enter one part of it, then we continue rotating around the galaxy, and then we find the another part of the foreign belt spiral, excuse me. And every time we encounter it, the solar system needs around 2000 years to cross it. 2000 years that helps all beings here on earth to sparkle, to awaken, to rekindle our consciousness and our potential. Um, on July, in July 2035, Neptune and Salacia will be in an exact conjunction at 24 degrees Aries. So at that moment, uh, although they need 10 years to find each other, they will be embracing each other. It will be a time, although they will be close before that moment, because they are um, slow, slow planets, but it will be a time where they embrace totally each other, that both energies, the feminine and the masculine, will be united as one. The water cosmic feminine, the water cosmic masculine will be one, helping us to unite them both within our beings, no matter the gender we have. And from that moment on, they will begin to separate, although remaining close enough, until Neptune enters Taurus in 2039. It will remain both close until Neptune will enter more and more into the Earth sign, and Salacia will will remain slower. So little by little, they will begin to separate. But until now, so we have 10, not only 10 years, but we can say uh, 10, 14, 16, more than 16 years ahead of us, to live this dance, this cosmic dance. And because this dance is at the first sign of the zodiac, it influences the entire chart, because the energies in Aries propels themselves, imbuing the rest of the signs, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, etc. And each sign receives the energies of Aries, of the planets that are in Aries, uh, depending on its own characteristics, the element, but all receive them. So this Salacia and Neptune's dance influences our entire chart, and also the entire collective chart. It also, this dance, reminds us to stand by our own, to begin new projects, finding the right time for them. Also is about to be courageous, independent, to detach from the collective consciousness and become a truly individuated self. This is really, really important. It's not about uh, being part of the collective soup, we can say, but becoming an individuated person. And in this way, being able to embrace our own spirituality, our own sparkly, unique feminine consciousness, and shine it around, no matter our gender. Celestia encourages us for a deep sensitivity and a genuine love for life, humanity, and all beings, in reality, all living beings. It also, Celestia talks about the salty waters, inner and outer. So it means that now is about taking more consciousness of the state of the oceans, of the seas, and begin to take care of them. In this way, to make our priority to heal them, to detox, purify them of all uh, plastics, heavy metals, all toxins that pollute the waters, the salty waters, but not only oceans and seas, but also our inner salty waters, because our body is made mainly of water, and also this inner water has a lot of mineral salts because we need them. It means that now is about being more, how can I say, more aware, we can say, more aware about the needs of our body, to ingest the right mineral salts to keep our bodies, our blood, our nervous system running as well as possible. Silesia also is about, or it means, better said, means that she's a process to develop and perform. She gives us time to reflect and meditate until the right time comes for us to develop more ourselves and be able to walk through new doors towards new horizons, because we are living really amazing times, although chaotic, but amazing times, because these days new doors are opening, enabling us to walk through them, and in this way enter into new timelines more related to high dimensional 4D, we can say, 4.7, 4.8D, as a way of saying, eh, or realities, new timelines related to this level of realities of consciousness are opening, are anchoring. So now is time to, if we really want to embrace the higher realities of ourselves, to embrace a higher consciousness of ourselves, we need to take good care of ourselves and of our body, our inner waters, but also the salty waters of the earth, while at the same time, opposite Silesia, there's Makemake. Makemake, we can say that he's a higher octave of Uranus. Makemake is in Libra. So it's about, it helps us to open more our minds to the Libra characteristics. We can say, open more our minds about relationships, the kind of relationships we really want to establish with people. With Makemake here, maybe he's saying that our relationships will be is better, based from consciousness, so conscious relationships in general, uh, maybe from higher self to higher self, as a way of saying, but at the same time establishing good boundaries and being able to say no if it's necessary, because of our highest good, and also for the highest good of other people, as a way of detach ourselves of the collective soup, as a way of saying, and become more an individuated person. Makemake helps us to be observers of the realities that exist around us, to have a better perspective of them, while embracing our cosmic mind, and in this way firing our neurons into a new paradigm of our lives, and in this way receive much easier uh, downloading uh, knowledge, wisdom from our oversoul and the cosmos in general that is available for us all to use. And in this way is we do our work, our inner work. It will help us a lot to become true galactic neighbors for other species, because humanity, or at least part of it, is heading toward being more galactic uh, collective, galactic humanity. But we have to prepare for that. It's not only about, well, I'm prepared to see different kind of beings before me. It's not only about seeing, watching, facing new beings before us, but it's about how we will relate with them. For example, using telepathy, Uranus in Gemini can help us to develop much easier our own telepathy abilities, for example, because it's a good way to communicate with other beings, but also having an open mind, much open, with more fired neurons, because we need we have to optimize our nervous system instead of having the same group of neurons fired together, repeating the same kind of thoughts, the same kind of patterns, the same kind of archetypes, or and the same loop once and again, once and again. No, now it's time to open to a new paradigm of ourselves. But for that, we need to open more to our cosmic mind, to our oversoul in general, not only higher self, but the oversoul in general, and connect better with our inner voice, and at the same time being well aware of the power of the word, the power of the sound, with the feelings and emotions we convey to others and to ourselves, for example, while taking good care for our bodies as a temples of our souls and oversoul more and more, and the waters of the planet. So this is what I really liked to share with you. And that's it for today. So have a lovely day and see you soon. Bye.